Hey everybody, I'm Monty Mont,
And I'm Tiff.
and these
Our few
of our favorite
sing.
things. Nice.
Yeah. See, I'm getting good at this.
You in your flow now. We're going to probably record these out of sync with stuff. This is her third one, and now she's just on a roll. Now it's nothing to it, guys. Welcome to another episode of our favorite scenes podcast. Our little mini episodes we're giving you guys as we finish up season 2. Hopefully you're enjoying these. We're kind of hitting hot topics in the news surrounding music and other things as well. First things first, Tiff, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing outstanding. So, guys, again, I say this because behind the scenes, this is the third one we're recording, but we might have to put this in first just because the person we're going to talk about, they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot in the news. They're doing a lot.
The most. Okay.
Oh boy. They Tiff, I don't know if you follow basketball very much, but I heard Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay on Higher Learning Podcast. He said Sha'Carri Richardson, who we're talking about today, she's basically blown a 3-1 lead, which I thought was amazing. Blowing a 3-1 lead, if you guys don't know, like the Warriors was up on LeBron's Cavs 3 games to 1, about to win the title, and they blew it. LeBron and them came back. So blowing a 3-1 lead, and that is apropos to what Sha'Carri Richardson is doing. Like Sha'Carri, oh my God. So most people know it. If you don't know, Sha'Carri Richardson is a track and field runner.
Yes.
She made headlines when she had won in the I should have had this up. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go off the dome, but she won, I believe, in the trials, I believe it was Olympic trials, 100 meters. Amazing win. She's got a flair, a style, was very emotional. She ran up to her grandmother, and she kind of became a star overnight. Track and field, of course, we've already just had the Olympics, but this was before. And track and field is kind of a big thing during the Olympics. You know, it's one of the premier Olympic sports. And especially nothing is like the 100 yards in women and men. And I love relays as well. I don't know, do you got a favorite track and field event?
I don't have a favorite.
I just love it though. Like, I kind of love a high jump. Anything, when I see that track and that field, you got me, you know.
That's like my favorite thing to watch in the Olympics is the track and field. Yeah,
definitely track and field. So she wins that, and it's like, wow, just kind of overnight sensation. I'm going to talk about that as well. Overnight sensations, kind of the perils of that. And so we go from there, and then it turns out before the Olympics, Sha'Carri Richardson fails a drug test, and not a steroid test, what you hear a lot of times, but like illegal substances, which is basically marijuana.
Yeah, and basically it was just
marijuana
in high.
Right. Yeah. So that was it, and there was a big controversy over that, and then so she was not able to run in the 100 meters. She could have actually run another race, but the U.S. team decided not to put her on the team, which I felt at the time. I felt a certain way about that because she was eligible after she served her time. So then we come after. So then during the Olympics, the Jamaican team who are a powerhouse anyway, every year, every time. They just go crazy over it. Sha'Carri tweets a little something out, you know, y'all seem like y'all miss me now, you know, something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. Okay. Then now
y'all miss me yet?
Yeah, y'all miss me yet, right. Then they run a race after this, which is another, you know, track and field is all the time, but I'm guilty of I'm really just an Olympic guy. I don't follow them much. They run another race. I didn't know they was running this race. I had no idea. Sha'Carri is on the field, I believe, with the rest of the Jamaican team and the others and all that. And she is totally, thoroughly beaten. Last place, I think she finished ninth place. I think, for those visuals. It looks really bad, really, really bad. It's not her best race because, you know, she can run a faster time. I don't know what happened there. And then to top it off, one of the greats in track and field, Allison Felix. Now, I love me some Allison Felix, okay? I'm not Tiff Beyonce level with her, but I've followed Allison Felix a long time. I love Allison Felix. Allison Felix was asked about the Sha'Carri Richardson whole thing. Allison Felix gave very supportive
on Jimmy Kimmel.
Comments on Jimmy Kimmel, was very supportive.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you know, just hoping she, you know, we're looking forward. She just says some very nice things. Sha'Carri,
very encouraging,
very
yes, supportive, uplifting.
Right.
Yes.
And she was asked about it. It wasn't like she was just putting her name in her mouth to be doing it. She was asked, was very nice about it. Sha'Carri goes on her IG story and was basically like, yeah, basically like praising me on TV, really ain't nothing about, you know, praising me at all. A very backhanded comment.
Yes.
Okay, I just said all that. Tiff, take over and tell me everything you feel about Sha'Carri Richardson.
Okay, so let's start from the top. Okay, I like you said, she became an overnight sensation. I'll tell you what I liked about Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri was authentic and true to who she was, her culture, where she came from. So what everyone talked about in a negative manner, her hair, her nails, all of those things, those are the things that I liked about her. And I appreciated those things about her because it was not at all a distraction of her being this fast, you know, athletic, beam of light, if you will, in this category, right? So I loved that she was who she was, athletic wise, and she came with all of the hoorah. I like the nails and the hair and all of that, right? I really enjoyed that about her. But now here's the thing. She became an overnight sensation, just like you said. So now here's the problem with people when they get a dose of this celebrity so quickly. They're not groomed for it.
Come on.
Okay, they're not ready for it. So because of that, like when we talk about people in the industry that's been in the industry since a child, like Beyonce, right? This is something that she was groomed for as a child. Sha'Carri became this overnight sensation and this celebrity kind of hit her. So she was not prepared, shaped, formed, groomed for any of this. So she didn't know what to say and how to say a lot of things, right? Which in that instance, they should have gotten her a publicist quickly. Quickly. Okay, somebody should have got a hold of her because she needed that. And because that didn't happen, we got a lot of recklessness from her. She didn't know what to say and how to say and what was right and what was wrong. She was still being her authentic self, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it is when you get that celebrity, it is a lot of what you can say, how you can say it. And so a lot of things that she was saying was reckless and inappropriate, right? Because now we're hanging off your every word. The world now knows who you are. So now we're listening to what you're saying, and I got turned off very quickly. I jumped off her train very quickly, okay? Because now, given that she was not groomed for this, I think that she deserved patience and grace and love and time to grow, right? But now, how long is that going to take? Exactly. Somebody should have now, because all of that also comes with, okay, now somebody needs to pull her to the side and someone should talk to her about her etiquette. Like, because at this point, it's not okay. So now, because, you know, I even let some stuff slide, like, okay, because I don't mind a little banter amongst athletes, right? That's just what happens. We see it all the time in boxing and things like that, right? So I don't mind banter and smack talk per se when it comes to that. Like, okay, that's fine. So I let her slide with some of the things with the Jamaican teams or whatever, like, okay, whatever. You know, she did talk a good game and she came in ninth. Okay, I'm not mad at that, right? And I think maybe what that was is probably lack of conditioning and preparing for what it was, right? Because you're confident in your ability, which you should be. But this is still something that you have to work at, right? And so I think that she went into the race not prepared necessarily in that instance, right? She was like, yeah, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna dust them off, and that was it. And that ain't what happened. She got dusted off. So it is what it is, but that's fine. That is absolutely forgivable, right? Go back to the drawing board. We're here. And at that point, I was still rallying behind her, right? Then she made some comments after that, and it was just, it didn't show good sportsmanship. And then, of course, Allison Felix on Jimmy Kimmel. That was the one. I was just like, come on. Was this comment necessary at all? Now you are making a conscious decision to wake up every morning and choose violence at this point. This is what you want to do. You don't want peace. Okay, you just want problems. And I see this right now because this lady was on live television. Like you said, she was asked about you. Yeah. And because of everything that you're going through, all of the controversy, I thought that her encouraging words were refreshing and uplifting, and they should have been respected by her. And she wasn't. So I'm taking it as disrespect from her. And yes, she is only 20, 21 years old. So she is part of the youth and she's young. But I'm okay with not dealing with her until she get her act together. Like I haven't canceled her, but I'm off the Sha'Carri train until someone can mold her into shape. I'm off of it. I'm cool on her.
And you know what? I forgot a very key part of this whole thing was also kind of near the Allison Felix time, right after the race. She also liked on Twitter a post that was very demeaning. It was like a cartoon or something demeaning to Jamaicans, which was way out of line.
Yes.
And so, okay. So
and she even talked about the way the girl looked. I think she compared her to somebody. Yeah, just it was like, come on, why is this necessary?
And that's the thing, y'all. Like, again, as we keep saying, you know, I hadn't heard of Sha'Carri Richardson 4 months ago. I did not know her at all. She won the race, outstanding, and is thrust into stardom. Like you said, I'm for the hair, I'm on that. And let me tell you what I really admired about her is when she got popped on the drug test, she owned it. She's like, I did it. I knew what I was doing. I'm wrong. Because unfortunately in the sports world, so many times you hear these guys, I don't know, I'm gonna argue this, you know, I don't feel it. I mean, get another sample and they tainted my sample and it wasn't me. You know, you see it all the time. And I was like,
absolutely.
wow. She's still, and so right then it's about as high as I got with Sha'Carri, like, wow, okay.
And that's, I think when I was like, I really like her because I wasn't, there was a lot of us that was like, no, let her run. And I was like, no, right. I mean, it is what, no, don't let her run because it is what it is. She knew what she did. There's rules. She broke them. And so now she has to deal with the consequences of her actions. And the fact that she did that and verbally was like, yeah, I did it. I'm gonna own it. I respected that.
I really love that. But again, but then you kind of see, because like I said, the stardom, and she's not groomed for this stardom. She's not, like you said, she's not a child actor that's been doing this a long time or singing with all that. And she got to realize now you got so many eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? So many, and and endorsements came, and she got to hook up, I think, with Nike and all this, and so I'm gonna put it like this. We could very well, in 4 years, next Olympics, next trials, next thing, we could be talking about Sha'Carri and man, she's back. doing it good, or we could not hear from her again.
Yes.
It's up to her, because she might be like, and a lot of people be like, listen, I like Sha'Carri, she keep it real and all that. Okay, but understand something.
Yeah.
The difference between Charles Barkley being able to say anything he wants, which he really can, and Sha'Carri is Barkley's earned it.
Yes.
That's a lot of years of him in the game, a lot of years. Like, if you want to be dropping truth bombs and stuff like that, you got to earn it.
You have to earn it.
Be able, you know what I'm saying? You just can't come out here doing any and everything, because they're not going to stand for it. And as quickly as them endorsements came, they will leave.
No.
So, and again, 21 years old, very young. I hope somebody does. And I've seen some people, I know you saying spoke some things about her. I know people are pulling for her overall to get it together. Because I mean, again, this is, young, black, and gifted. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Really, I hope the best for her, but she's got to learn. There's a way, you're not with your friends at the bar beauty shop just saying any old kind of thing.
Absolutely.
You can't just be liking any post and think folks ain't gonna notice it and it's gonna be a reflection of you. So I just hope she really does, because I love her style. Like you said, I love the nails.
Yeah.
Be you. The hair.
Be you. I love it. Yes.
A little country with it. I don't care. Do it. Come on. Fine. But look at you. You can't come for Alex now. You that's what you ain't gonna do.
Yeah, why you do that? What was that for?
Who gonna check me, boo? I'm gonna check you.
Yeah, we all. This is the time where the village comes. Okay, now
you can't do that. You can't do that. But
and we say this in love, okay? But it's fine.
I don't want us to not be talking about her come next week. I would hate that. Like, she's gifted. She's really good.
Don't mess it up for yourself.
Yeah, we really. I feel like what was it, Tyra Banks? We're rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
Yes, that's how I feel. Yeah. Like, come on, man. And you have to, at some point, there has to be someone in her circle, right? That pulls her to the side and says, Sha'Carri, listen, baby, this is not okay. Yeah. And, well, listen, what you're saying might not be a lie, but we can't say it like this, you know.
You gotta formulate a certain way. You gotta
say and so someone needs to jump on board to help. And here's the thing, a lot of times when you do get that, you get a lot of people wanting to jump on board because you're up, right? But you need those people that want to keep you up and that are going to pour into you the things that actually need to come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's two sides of that. There's the people that mean you well, but then there's enablers, and they'll just keep that gravy train running. You've seen a person just out of control. You're like, yo, who is around them? But people around them are just enablers, and they're not looking out for that person's best interest.
Absolutely. Because just even slightly after, did you see that there was a marijuana company trying to endorse her or whatever? And I was like yelling like, no, don't take it. Like, come on now. Yeah, like all money's not good money.
Yeah, as an athlete, you can't do that if the rules say you can't take it. You can't. So it's a lot, but really, like you say, this is totally out of love, and I really hope that she can just get it. You got time. It's plenty. It's nothing. Nothing. Yeah. You haven't really gone too far. We can get you back, but and real quick, I wanted to say one other thing before we end. I wanted to just hit on your boy Drizzy. So album drop. What is it?
Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy, right. I knew it was a CLB. And let me tell y'all this really quickly. This is all I'm going to say. I have not heard his album. I don't really, put it like this. I listen to Drake without having to listen to Drake. And you know why? Because every meme, every person I follow on Instagram in their car that's giving a thought, I'm going to hear this Drake. Drake is like, I remember that was like Taylor Swift. I didn't know I knew so many Taylor Swift songs. It's just when I was working at the time, they was playing the stuff on a loop. And I was like, that's Taylor Swift. I was like, why do I know that song? That's going to be what's going to happen here.
Oh, yeah. I'm literally listening to the album for Instagram captions currently.
Well, the GIFs, the memes, everything, the Insta stories, all you're going to see. And it's I'm going to put it like this, because we both grown. Drake, it seems like, I've always said this, I love Drake. Like, I've seen him host some things.
Mhm.
Like, I think he's amazing. Like, I've seen him host the NBA awards, the ESPYs. Like, I get it. Like, the brother got charisma and all that. I have female friends that when they talk about Drake, I get worried because I'm like, I don't feel like you should be loving a man that much. The way you talking right now, I'm worried for that.
Yeah. Calm down.
And it's to the point like this album thing in the anticipation. I'm not gonna go too far, y'all, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of when like Thriller would come out. Now he ain't no Michael Jackson. He ain't never gonna be Michael.
Yeah.
But it's like the way people act. I'm just sitting observing, like, man, y'all really just stopping time for this. Did you get? I'm gonna ask you. Did you get that vibe? Let me see if I'm wrong.
Oh, definitely. But I think it's that way. Absolutely. And you'll see that with a lot of different artists, right? But I think that he's been an artist that's been able to maintain his status, right? You have artists that are like, they're up, and then they release albums like, he's been able to go like this, you know what I mean? And so when an artist like that pauses and we don't get any new material from him, we're waiting now, like, oh, Drake's coming out with another album, like we want to hear like what he's gonna say. So I definitely, yes, there was some craziness surrounding this release for sure.
Yeah, it was. I just got the vibe, and it was like, wow, I remember, like, there's anticipation for certain people and all that, J. Cole, all that stuff, it was big, but nothing like, I mean, I've already seen so many of his album covers on some kind of, if I just scroll through my timeline, I'm like, all right. Like the sports pages I follow on Instagram, they're like waiting for this album to come. I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking about?
Like, are you serious right now? Yeah.
It's crazy, you know what I mean? And again, for young people to understand, when Michael Jackson would come out with a Thriller or Bad or all that, his video was like a movie event. It really was. Yeah. He had movie directors directing his videos, and you would stop. Back then, we'd huddle around the TV just to see what Michael gonna do. And I'm like, this is not that, but it's to me, he just has this Pied Piper thing. There's like everybody just stops what they're doing for Drake, and like I said, I just see him like he's hilarious. Like I see him, he been to Raptors games, like he's got it. I think he understands the marketing capabilities of that. And I just don't know, even like Kanye it's always complicated with Kanye. Yeah. We don't need to really get into a lot of that, but it's so much more baggage. Like Drake don't get into all the political things and all that stuff. No. Which to me makes him much more universally able for people to rock with him. But I'm gonna say this, and as I go, because I knew he was on a different level. Because honestly, I felt like Hotline Bling was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, what is happening now? But
and then when they start making those kind of songs, it's like, okay.
And people I said, so okay, well, he doing
anything now level at this point. Yeah.
Ain't no need me saying nothing because this boy, So yeah, I noticed that, and this anticipation for this was just beyond something I've seen, I think. But it's out now, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because even there was an old Drake song that I didn't know about from a couple albums ago that had a sample of the Winans on it. Yeah, and it's I think it was Tomorrow or one of those, or The Question Is. And I remember I didn't know that. And,
I'm gonna go back to listen now.
They said the Winans album sales jumped just from him putting a sample on his album. And I'm like, I mean, you remember Malcolm X? When Malcolm was at the hospital, they stopped him.
Oh, yes.
Move. And the police chief saw it. He's like, that's too much power for one man to have. I'm like, I'm a little worried now, Drake. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying.
And there's been a little bit of, I don't know if you've seen the talk about, but again, people will always find something, right? About R. Kelly getting writing credits.
Oh.
Yes, on this album. he sampled a song of R. Kelly's, right? We have to be realistic. Nobody checking for Robert, okay? But his 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 prints are all over the industry, right? So I'm not mad at his music being sampled and used and repurposed, if you will. And what happens is if an artist uses this, you gotta pay the artist. So he's going to get credit, for it. But it's not like, it's not anything new. It's not a new R. Kelly song, and nothing like that is happening. But he sampled a song on there, and I think that he's still muted even with that sample. Like, we're not getting R. Kelly lyrics or whatever. But again, his prints are all over the industry. So a lot of times people are listening to things that he's responsible for and they don't even know it. They have no idea. Yeah.
If you believe it, and what they said was, didn't Pusha T do the McDonald's jingle? I'm loving it. Like,
yeah,
these people in the industry are getting checks that you have no idea about.
You have no clue. Yeah.
Who wrote what hook for this and this commercial or this song? We can go into that. It's a whole nother show. So yeah, I did not know that though. That's very interesting.
Yes.
I wonder, but yeah. So I just wanted to get that little tidbit in. So guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We will be back. As you can see, this couple of shows we got the same clothes on because we didn't. We knocked out this whole cluster.
Yes.
But we will be in the studio whenever these are done. You'll see these three, and then man, I'm looking forward to the studio so much, man.
Birdman Rev.
Birdman for that. We might start the studio out with that. We're going to start the studio.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. But this has been great, and got guests coming as well. Tiff, anything else?
No, I'm just gonna go listen to CLB real quick, get my captions up.
Listen, yeah, I'm gonna hear it vicariously through everything on Instagram because y'all won't stop. Y'all just gonna know all the hits. Just everybody giving their 15-second little. So you know where to find us though, Mighty Sharp Network. Our favorite scenes as well. Also, guys, to check out because we have a lot of shows. We're probably gonna be spinning off We Seen It to its own channel because it's just so many.
Really?
It's gonna be a lot, and so because we need people to come on. Tiff will be on at some point.
Yeah. I'm thinking the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we gotta have because so many shows, so many TV shows we can talk about nostalgia and all that stuff. So check us out with that as well. You know what to do, y'all. As always, be blessed, stay sharp.